In this next video, I'm going to show you how to make a bar chart using Google Sheets. And the key thing to be aware of is that bar charts and histograms are different. They look similar, but they're quite different. And the difference about them is that they're used for different types of data. So if we look over at our data tab, this days to close that we've been working with, this is called quantitative data. They're numbers measuring how many or how much. In this case, how many days from when the ticket was open to when it was closed. This is the kind of thing that we'll use what's called a histogram for, and I'm going to show you that in the next video. What we're going to use a bar chart for is what's called categorical data. So this requisition category is an example of categorical data. It's saying each case, each data point, what category was it in? Was it illegal dumping? Was it graffiti? Was it traffic? So on and so forth. And generally speaking, when you are doing bar charts and histograms, if you have data that's in words, that's going to be typically categorical. And if you have data that's in numbers, oftentimes that will be quantitative, but not always. Sometimes categories are just given labels, like we could call illegal dumping 1, graffiti 2, traffic 3, and so on and so forth, and then have some sort of key of saying it's not like these are measuring something. It's not like they're measuring how many or how much. They're just the shorter names and labels for the categories. But generally speaking, in this case, we do see there are words here. This is categorical data. There are numbers here measuring how much, and that is quantitative data. So for making a bar chart, we're going to be using this categorical data. So what I do is I select my column that has my data in it, and then I go to Insert Chart. And oftentimes it actually pops up with the one that I want. So I've got plenty of choices here. I've got column chart. There are other choices here that I could choose from, but this is the right one. And what we can see is that 2,000, in fact 2,037 of these requests in April were illegal dumping, and then 172 graffitis, traffics, so on and so forth down the line. It's really important to have your titles and labels for your graph. Google Sheets does a nice thing that it already fills it in for you. So count of a requisition category, and that just shows the count, and that just tells you what the category was. So I'm going to give this label a little bit more of an informative name. How many of each category of request was made in April. And there we go. There's my bar graph. I'm going to do Control C, so I'm going to copy it, and then Control V to put it over in the problem set. Once it's over in the problem set, you can just smush it a bit to make it fit.